guys, it's Carolyn with Crafting with Wine, and I'm coming on to do another 12 by 12 2-page scrapbook layout, all made with my Cricut, and I used my Cricut maker to make this one. And my one layer here looks a little wrinkly because I had to use wet glue because my ATG gun broke. And I couldn't find my backup ATG gun, so I got to figure out where it is because it's still going to be a backup. So that was a nightmare, so I stopped yesterday doing anything until I could go and get one. So I went over to Michael's today and used my 40% off coupon, or tried to. They only had one ATG gun, and look how pretty and beautiful this one is. And my other one I know I've had for 10 or 12 years, so I got every penny and some out of it. So I got this one, went over there, it's the only one they had. The box was beat up and tore up and nasty and horrible, so I kind of opened it up and took it out and make sure the gun wasn't broken and the pieces weren't missing and all that good stuff. And then as I was checking out, the lady talked about how bad the box was, and she opened it up and started looking in it again, and I realized the tape wasn't in there. It typically comes with 2 rolls of tape, and there was none in there, and I'd already paid and everything at this point, and I asked her what we could do about that. So she had a horrible time. She had to refund it to me, had to give me cash because she couldn't take my card back again because it wouldn't let her enter the info. It was just a nightmare. And so she had to give me cash, and then when she was re-entering it to give me credit for the tape that was missing, she couldn't get it to work, and she got so frustrated, and she had such a large line of people behind me at this point that she went in and she just started doing stuff, and she said, "Here, you get it for like 80% off," she told me. And I paid $12 for this. Brand new, $12. So I got a real bargain at Michael's today, so I had to share that little story. So I had no problems paying, you know, the 40% off price and maybe give me a $10 credit for the missing tape. But I made out big time. So no more about my issues today and my very good luck. Let's get started. This is another Disney layout, and what I have here is this big scalloped piece that is on here. This is from Cricut Craft Room Basics. It's called the note card, and I cut it at 5.5 by 5. Listen, 11.5 by 11.5. So, and then I put it on some light purple cardstock, and see, now you can see all those wrinkles. Hopefully all of this gets covered up good. We'll hope. So what I'm going to do is I have a photo mat here that is 6.5 by 4.5 for the purple layer, and then it goes down 1/4 inch for the white layer, and I am going to place it right here. But my title that I have is called Monsters University, and it's double layered font, and I've got it on my Glad press and seal because I have it all lined up the way that I wanted it lined up. And I do this so it doesn't come off of alignment for me. So I'm going to put this right up here. I'm trying to make sure everything's going to go in its proper place. Now, I've showed this before in another scrapbook layout that I do. It's a real cool trick to do when you're putting together little items like this. And right here's what it is. It's Glad press and seal, and this stuff is amazing. It's kind of got a little tacky to one side, so everything holds to it. It's my most favorite and most well used tool that I have that I use that is not crafty, but a kitchen item. So I hope you guys use that as well. If you don't, go get some, because that one roll will last you forever and ever. So I'm trying to just determine that's where I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is start with my new ATG gun. Let's see if it works. And it works beautifully. Yay! And I'm going to place my photo mat down first, so that way I know I've got it in the right place. Put it right there. There we go. Now, all I'm going to do is pull this over, turn it over, and I'm going to put some wet glue on here. And I won't show all of this of me applying wet glue, but I'm going to show some of it to you on how I do it to make it easy. And for speed's sake, at this moment, I'm just going to do this right on this piece of press and seal, which means once I do what I'm getting ready to do, I won't be able to reuse it, but that's okay. I can sacrifice a piece. I got a real small paintbrush. You can see how small it is, and this is my gluing brush. I got Multi-Medium Matte by Ranger. Love this stuff because it dries matte and it doesn't leave a residue. I'm just going to pop just a good dollop of glue right there, right on it, on my press and seal. And then I take my paintbrush and I just start painting the glue on. And I got to be fast because I'm actually putting a thin layer of glue on, but and it'll start getting dry really quickly. So you got to be real fast. And because it dries matte and clear, I don't worry about all the mess outside of the lines because you're never going to see it once it's good and dry. So you can see how quick this goes. So I'm not going to bore you with the rest of me painting this. Let me give you a quick pause, and before I adhere it, I'll come back and show you how I do that. Okay, I've got that glued. I went ahead and put University down because it was drying too fast, and then I am putting down Monsters. And I'm just going to do this, and you're going to see it looks like a hot mess right now, but all of that glue will dry and you won't be able to see it, all the little bits that are coming off or that seep through. So then you just slowly pull up the press and seal, because once the glue adheres just the slightest little bit, you can pull it up off your press and seal very easily. So there we go. Just ball that up and throw it away. Be done with that. So, and Monsters University is the font of Cindy Lou, and it is cut because I typed it up, set them up the way I wanted it, then I grouped them together and grouped together like this. They are cut at 6.14 wide by 2.94 high. So that's what that one will be. Then I cut out this little bed, and I did some cutting and slicing and different things with this. The bed came real flat and non-dimensional, didn't have any good, I don't know, like oomph to it, but I love the little bed. So what I did with the footboard, I cut it out 2 times and then put the second layer on top on dimensionals. It's on dimensional tape. And then the blanket, I cut out a little differently too, and I made it so that I could do it in different layers as well. And I've got it just taped down, regular tape down with it coming down. And then on the little pillow, I've got it cut out twice to give it more weight. And then I popped it up on foam tape as well. And then I just used one of my Copic markers and made it look a little more dimensional, like a pillow. And my little bed comes from Just a Note cartridge, is where it comes from. And my bed is cut at 6.39 wide by 4.175 high. And I am going to place it here. So, and I'm just going to glue it down or adhere it down flat with my ATG gun. Because it's got several layers to it. It's pretty heavy, so I'm going to try to get it, I'm going to put a lot of glue on it. And I'm going to put it right there. Then I have this cute little nightstand that I cut out, and then I made the drawers in the top of the little nightstand or dresser the same color as the bedding. And then the same wood grain paper that I used on the bed, I used on the dresser. And then I have a little kitty sitting in the nightstand. And this little nightstand comes from the Meow cartridge. And it is cut at 2.26 by 2.63. And I'm going to put it right back here. And I knew I wasn't, I don't know why I sit there and press that down like that when I know I want to tuck it behind the bed here a little bit. So I'm just using my spatula to lift that up some, because I'm going to put it right there. And then the little drawer is all dimensional as well. I popped it up on a foam square so that it stood out because the kitty is inside the drawer. And to me, it's supposed to be a stuffed kitty cat, not a real one. And I'm going to put it right there. And then his little tail comes over too. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It feels like it's far away. Then I cut out this little lamp. And it comes from the Sentimentals cartridge, and it is cut at 0.99 wide by 2.35 high. I cut the lamp base out of the same wood grain paper as I did my nightstand and bed, and then the undershade of the lampshade is cut out of the same material as the bedding, and then I put a pink lampshade on the outside. And then this is all popped up on dimensionals, the shades are. And then the base of the lamp I've got on fun foam, and then nothing on the lampshade because it's already so dimensional. And I had some leftover glue here, so I'm just going to pat this in my glue here real quick. Just going to paint some glue on that fun foam. and then paint the lampshade with my glue too. And then I'm going to set it here on top of my little nightstand. It goes right there, is where I want it. So, looking cool. And then, in case you didn't know, this is the Monsters, Inc. Disney cartoon that I'm making. And this is Boo, the little girl, obviously in the movie. She is from Disney's Best of Pixar cartridge, and Boo is cut at 3.18 by 4.85. I've got her I put a little jewel, a little flat back bling, pink bling in her hair instead of doing the paper one that was cut. And then I use my white Jelly Roll pen to fill in her little eyeballs. And then I've got her popped up on a couple different layers of foam tape. And then no foam tape on this part because that part's going to go over my photo frame or my photo mat. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to peel the backing off of this real quick. And so, got that done, and I am going to pop her right down there. Actually, I need a little more foam tape there. I don't have enough in that area. Let's see. And I'm even going to need another piece. So let's... There we go. That'll work. So that's going to be the left side of my 12 by 12 layout. Sorry for shaking the camera there. So I think that looks cute, is what I think. And as you can see, that my Monsters University is almost dry and you can't see any of that glue. So let me bring over my second page here. It's done the exact same way with the layers. And then my photo mat, and I'm going to put it up here. And again, this photo mat is 6.5 by 6.5 by 4.5 down to 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it will hold a 4 by 6 photo, just like the other one. And then I've cut out the number 5 in the same font as Monsters University, and that's in the Loo Font. And this number 5 is cut out at 2.61 by 2.16 inches, and I'm going to glue it down flat. Okay. And I'm going to place it right up here. That represents door 5. Isn't that what the monsters say? Door 5 in the movie? I think so. Then I have a door with Mike and Sully that I have completely paper pieced together. At this point, every die cut I have shown you, I have paper pieced. And I'm going to put them right here is where I want to put them. And I want to make sure I tried to draw on the back of this to where I wouldn't put any glue, and I want to make sure that I'm still there. And I'm going to extend it a little further because I have this on foam tape as well, or fun foam is what I should say, fun foam. Oh my goodness. And this I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Multi because it's such a big layer, or a large piece. And I guess I should tell you, this comes from Disney Best of Pixar cartridge as well. And Mike and Sully are cut at 5.89 inches wide by 7.74 inches high. And I'm going to have to get my other Tombow my other Tombow glue out. I think I can squeeze this one just enough. Better put a little, if I can squeeze another dab there, that would be great. Okay. So I am going to flip this over, and I'm just checking both of my ends so that it doesn't hang off the page, because I don't want to cut any of it off. So there they are, popping through the door to scare Boo. They're gonna scare Boo. And then on Mike's horns and claws, I cut them out and paper pieced them in there. I don't know if you can see them or not, if the light's hitting it, but I also used my black glaze pen and went over them to make them shiny and pop. In real life, you can see it real well. You can't see it so well on camera. You can see these real well, but even with those being black, with my black glaze pen, you can, it still stands out really, really strong on that black background as well. Oh my goodness, I think I've talked too much today, and I'm having a horrible time talking. Ooh, sorry about that. My ATG gun fell. And that's not how I broke the other one. It just broke while I was using it. Oh my goodness. And then I have Celia, and she is a print and cut. And she's also from Disney's Best of Pixar cartridge. And Celia I cut at 2.31 by 6.88. And then I use my black glaze pen on her eye and on her mouth, and then I use Winkastella on her dress to make it all sparkly. Can you see the sparkle? Sort of. And then on her little blue fur collar, I use my white Jelly Roll pen and put in some polka dots. And I am just going to glue Celia down to the page. And there we go. Is it Celia and Mike boyfriend and girlfriend in the movie, or Mike wants her to be his girlfriend or something? I think I remember that. It's been years since I've seen the movie. And then I have Randall. And Randall I did as a print and cut as well. And Randall is cut at 3.53 by 5.55. I use black glaze pen for the pupils of his little mean eyes. And then I used Winkastella on his mouth, on the pink tops of his hair. and then down the blue part of his back. And I think he turned out so cute. And I'm going to put him here. His name is Randall, and he is going right there. So let me flip him over and put some adhesive on him. And then he's got some little pieces, littler spots that I can't get my gun into, so I'm gonna paint a little glue on those parts just to make sure he stays down good. Shouldn't be a problem once he gets in his album, but you know, some kids might want to try to take them out and play with them. Okay, and down you go, Randall, and down you go. So, I hope you like this layout too. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and maybe you guys can give it a try. Like I said, the cartridges are in Cricut Design Space, every one of them. I gave those to you here in the video so you can watch and pause it and get those cartridges. And I'll try to get a better picture to put in here so you can see it all at one time. It's kind of hard to fit in a 12 by 24 inch piece into my small frame because I need to set up my tripod a little differently so I can get better angles. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you like this layout. Cheers.